Hello, everybody. This is episode 22 of Arc 2 of Better Than Heroes. If you're new to our stream, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 11 Kreen fighter. Today, we have a very special guest. We're lucky to welcome Eli Yudin to the stream. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi, Eli.
Hey, everybody. What's up? Good to meet you. My name's Eli Yudin. I'm a comedian in New York. I have a podcast that does cover weird news. If you want to check that out, called What a Time to Be Alive. But here, I am not here to discuss weird news at all. I'm here to be maybe good or bad at D&D. I built a character, and I have no idea how it's going to go because I don't know how strong everybody else is. Secretly hoping I'm very weak. Yeah.
Sorry, Andrew beat you to that one, but...
Oh, yeah. Well, I also rolled myself up to level 11, which is not as high as my campaigns usually get. So I just immediately feel like this character is all-powerful. But I'm sure it's just completely normal. Just choosing more than one ability is huge.
Betray Harlan is the tradition. I'm Andrew Ovredahl. I play the human bard Warlock, Flute, a.K.A. the Windrider.
I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 11 Moonboy.
I'm Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else, except for the Moon. I do not play the Moon.
Tonight we're going to play some 5e Spelljammer-inspired Dungeons & Dragons. But first, our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell.
Yeah.
It is live directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions.
Moon.
And it's brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. We're so grateful to all of you who are subscribed, who support the show on Patreon. You literally make the show possible. You allow us to pay Jason and Case. You allow this to happen every week, and you cover the cost of making the stream better. So we appreciate you for doing that so much. If you want to support the show, you can do that. You can subscribe to the channel. You can become a patron. You can buy some sweet merch on Teespring. Or you can just tell your friends about the show. We appreciate that very much too. But you've already done enough. You're here on a Monday night. We're so excited
You've
to
done
have you.
enough.
You've done enough. Go home or stay home. The dungeon is back this Wednesday. 5 p.m. Mountain Time. This is our talk show where Harlan and Andrew talk D&D and RPGs with incredible DMs and role players from all over the world. So check that out right here on the Better Than Heroes Twitch channel. It's awesome. And if you want to watch old episodes, those are all available on our YouTube of the dungeon, of the show. Watch old arcs, watch new arcs that we haven't even made yet. I'm sorry, I've had a really long weekend.
You're doing great.
You can watch all the shows we've already made, and the ones in the future will be there around that time. Okay.
This is the right mindset to be when you're in another dimension with an arcane.
It's good. Yeah, the intro is spanning out across the timeline.
We fell 110 feet to the ground in the last room.
True.
So
Multiple
we're
times.
not doing well just mentally, generally. But we have a very exciting episode ahead of us, so we're going to get to it in a couple of minutes. But first, we're going to go into last week's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes. Pressing through the Azure Forge, the crew, along with their new craftling friends and Flute's giant demonic patron-projected doppelganger abusive ego boyfriend, crossed into the next room. The floor there was covered with strange machinery, and gargoyles were goiling around with some magic orbs on the walls, ceilings, and floor. There was one arcane version of Mir in the room, and he and his gargoyles started flipping gravity all around using the orbs and turning the room all topsy-turvy, sending everyone fly-falling everywhere. The crew set about dismantling the orbs and the gargoyles, and were able to explode Mir, but not before Lemon the Craftling was killed, falling to their death literally 15 seconds after leaving their home for the first time. Unable to face this bummer, the crew expended one of their last diamonds needed for the Revivify spell to bring Lemon back to life. In the remains of the exploded arcane Mir, the crew discovered a mirror, but Mir's mirror was no mere mirror.
Good lord.
Closer inspection revealed that the mirror was magic, holding prisoners as reflections inside. These Arcane are just unbelievable. Using magic for evil? Are you even allowed to do that? Who is locked away inside this mirror? Will there be anyone cool in there? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
Look like teenagers, basically, with the crew. So that is who Leather.
Oh, the Craftlings.
And
Oh,
the Craftlings.
yes.
Yeah.
I was like, little Reddick, they look like teenagers. Well, that doesn't add up. That's
We
not
pick
the
up a lot of
equation.
teenagers.
All right.
Are these
worth the amount
organic
of rust.
robotic teenagers in the room now?
I forgot to tell the guest about the Craftlings, so I just wanted to make sure there wasn't
They're very
like
cute.
me just
Unbelievable.
talking to you as two
And
teenager.
Frankly,
Yeah. Okay.
there's no easy way to tell the guests about the Craftlings. You just have to let it happen.
There's
Yeah, you
one
did
other
find
thing
out,
you should
you know.
know about our show.
We found out they're extremely breakable. So,
Yes.
Yeah, well, one of them is. So we joined the crew here. Kai, you have cast Identify on this mirror that is in the pocket of Mir. It's about the size of a hand mirror, you know, like one you hold with your hand and look into it. It is a very small version of this mirror of life stealing, but life trapping. But yeah, you have it in front of you. You know exactly what it is. What would you like to do?
Sorry, I'm trying to look for the stat block for the mirror that you sent me, and I'm having trouble locating.
He throws it away. Eli
in the
logs
di-
off, never to be seen again.
Yes, I would like to bring. I would like to use the mirror to bring the guest into the episode forthwith. Seamlessly, I would like
I
to
wonder
do
if that's
so.
ever happened.
Oh,
I refuse to use the spell to open
Oh,
the mirror. Oh,
it's
well,
happened.
fuck.
you mean to my
Obstinate
plot lines how
D&D
you all do
players?
all of the time? Like,
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
we-
waltz by plot line after plot line? Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
that's something other people do.
It's in the Discord, Aaron, if you...
Yeah.
what if we
that is
roll
where I'm
poorly
looking.
and only half of Eli's character appears?
Nice. And we have to hold the mirror.
Which half?
as
Yeah.
His like top half is out of it.
The left
A
hand.
powerful pair of legs
there
has
it
joined the party.
The wrong
kicking.
trousers.
Kicking enemies in the crotch.
While Aaron's looking for that, I'm going to go ahead and show everyone
it.
the art of Eli's character, that so you can see it, but the crew can't. I mean, the stream can't see it. But you all can
There's
go ahead and
someone,
react to it.
there's someone
a cool
in the
way.
mirror. They look like this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, Aaron, do you have it now?
I do.
Cool.
But
This is
now
great.
I'm looking at the artwork. Holy shit, that's great.
It's very good artwork. I agree.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Stream doesn't get to see it yet, unless Casey's
You ever
put it
tried
up
to
and you do,
draw
'cause
a
she's in charge.
cestus? It's
okay.
hard.
What's
But,
a
so,
cestus?
Aaron, would you like to? There's you can sense that there is a living being in this mirror.
There's fist weapons.
yes.
being driven.
After casting Identify, you do know how to get someone out of here. Although I will
Alright.
say, just to be in game and suspicious and not meta game, just because we have a guest here, this mirror did just kind of like give up in front of you, basically, and then
Right.
this is the only thing you find on its body. So,
Well, I imagine that whoever's in here is probably a friend if they're trapped by the Arcane, but we can free them by saying the command word, which is albatross. But don't... oh, well...
yeah, as you say that, Eli, if you would like to give a description of the fog that is swirling around inside of the mirror just seems to leak out into the room, and you all have just done this fight where you've got jarred around all over the place, and out of this mirror, this like fog starts to leak. And if you want to give a description of what they see as your form steps out of the mirror, that would be awesome.
Sure, yeah. So as this fog leaks out of the mirror, and the first thing you see is a large sort of stone-colored foot stepping out gingerly from this hand mirror, placing itself on the ground, followed by, as is normal, an ankle, calf, thigh, etc. And it seems like an immense amount of person is continuing to come out of this tiny mirror until finally in front of you, what looks like a massive Goliath of a man carved from stone, wearing a chain shirt with cestus, which, as all adventurers know, are fist weapons, sort of wrapped, spiked leather fist weapons. Looking, perhaps like some sort of gladiatorial fighter. Huge, very strong, but with very hunched shoulders and just an air of general defeat. The monster, I gotta get ready to try to do a voice. I chose to do a voice. We're gonna see how it goes. The massive mitt wrapped in a cestus of this Goliath raises meekly and waves to you, and you hear him speak, and it sounds like this. Hello. Oi. Hello. And I'd like to business handshake everyone if possible. Hi. Yes. Hello. Hi there.
Yeah, Kai, I will sort of tentatively complete your business handshake. Hi.
Hello. Yes.
Klik will reach out with her two right hands. And
I'll use both hands I'll shake like that. Yeah. Thank you,
yeah,
by the way, for the mirror. Appreciate that. Get out.
Yeah, yes, the command word definitely works, and we intended to free you. Welcome to here.
Klik will turn and bluntly say to Kai, I was hoping it would be Goliath then.
Yeah, that would have been convenient. Sorry,
Oh,
no
sorry.
offense.
No, it's
that's
okay.
No, it's all right.
You seem fine.
Oh.
We're looking.
We're just
for
looking for
friends.
people. I'm
Oh,
Kai.
yeah, no, that's fine. Hi, I'm Noel, the skeleton remover. That's me. I'm a Goliath. I was trapped in the mirror. You guys know the forge, so I used to be a fighter and all that. I used to be a gladiator, but then me took me these big bellows here. You know the bellows? You see the
Okay.
bellows?
Like
Sure, that makes sense. It's a
Yeah,
forge.
your bellows.
Yeah.
And they take like 3 or 4 people to move them, but he got me because I could do it by myself, but it was very boring. I didn't like doing it. And then I
bet.
got quite cross, and I tore them out and threw them at my supervisor. And so
for you.
then they put me in the mirror, and I've been in there for quite some time. So I appreciate getting out, absolutely. Yes.
It seems
in-
like a waste to have a skeleton remover pushing the bellows. You're a trained skeleton remover.
That's what I
You're
thought.
you're
I have so many.
overqualified.
Yeah,
Should be out
I'm
there
so
wo-
fierce.
You should be out there
What are they
removing
going to do if
skeletons.
a skeleton gets into the bellows now?
Oh yeah. I wouldn't even be
Absolutely
allowed.
right.
I'm not part of my job
You're not?
description.
Not cleared for it. Hello,
Yeah.
I'm the Moonboy. I see you're doing a voice as well. I like that.
Well, as myself, I've got my own voice. But are you doing a voice? Is it not your normal voice?
Moonboy, don't do the voice.
Nothing.
He's new. We have new people here.
What?
And
I
you
just,
see,
I like the voice.
you see in the corner too a very beat up but shackled version of your captor, Mir. You see him kind of in the corner, and this like 10-foot tall blue arcane creature, which if you look at the roll 20, you can see again. And he's like shackled up and kind of just like looks beat up, and he's like, yeah, he was real annoying the whole time he was here. He
Why
just
didn't you just
complained
make a
and complained.
Why didn't you just make a machine to operate the bellows?
Because it takes a finesse that I needed someone specific for. I gave him
It's not
protection
true at
and
all.
a place to live.
There's like, it's a weird twisting motion. It breaks. Doesn't robots can't do it? I don't know why,
No,
but I've
look,
got-
they
He
like
gets it.
enslaving people. They prefer it. It's clear at this point.
We
Also-
Let's
played
just
these
be out
two.
there with it.
I need
And
to.
Noel, you see another version of this same mirror, like being this arcane being, like just blown apart and like burned and fried on the ground. It seems to looks like it got struck by lightning.
I need to retcon something because I am in my my fiery moon mode. So
Okay, cool.
I don't actually say hi. I like your voice. I shake your hand and I say, "The children of Lunastera will know vengeance. 1,000 dead for every one pain."
So you were doing a
yes,
voice.
great.
Yeah.
Pull Moonboy away.
Best of luck to them. Did you guys do that? Did you mess that guy up? Or
No, he's supposed to do that.
Ban.
He's
oh no,
fine.
the guy in
No.
the guy broken
Oh.
up all over in the corner.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
we did that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice technique.
We're looking
pretty
for
good.
our friends.
Oh, well,
And
if you guys need help, the main thing is I've just been incredibly bored. I don't really have any, not very motivated in general, but if you guys need, they call me the skeleton remover because I was known for being very brutal in combat. So I'm good at
Sure.
that. If you need me to take out, I would remove people's skeletons as like flourish at the end. So if you need,
I mean-
if it's a skill that you guys need, I'm also strong, not to brag, but a bit strong, you know.
These arcane do have skeletons.
Useful.
It's actually, if
Glad
it
I
is,
have an
it's just a
exoskeleton.
Yeah. How are you with exoskeletons?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all backwards. It's very confusing to me.
Yeah,
But,
alright,
you know, I could
that's
crush
fine.
it. I guess I could just crush it generally.
Maybe you
Things
could,
like that.
instead of removing it, you could put it in.
I haven't tried that. It's good.
Not with Klik. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
good luck if you want to try. But
It sounds really painful.
Oh, yeah.
Says
They make
mirror
noises.
on the ground.
Yeah.
Moonboy
And him,
slaps
I
him.
wouldn't.
Shut up!
I'm going to point the mirror at Mir and say Albatross.
Whoa!
And he just gets sucked into it, and
I love
you
it.
see
So much
the two
easier.
craftlings, these two that seem to be made of copper and different greenery. Lemon is made of has like this one large cape going down her that seems to grow into her, and leather has all of this like greenery wound within her. They both see that and they're like, whoa! And they're, even though they're beat up and have Lemon has just been brought back to the dead from the dead, and Leather you can still tell from crying
This
about
is
it.
cooler.
Yeah, they're like recovering and they see that and they're like, whoa! And Lemon comes over, clearly just like gaunt and messed up, and is like, whoa! How did you know how to use that? Do you?
Just a simple spell can tell you pretty much anything you need to know about one of these.
There's a spell that lets you just know things about magic items?
Yeah. Yes,
I want to
there
learn
is.
that spell, she says.
Really? Do you have any existing magical aptitude?
Yes.
Really? Let's see it.
And
Nothing big.
she,
Don't destroy any of us. I mean, I don't know. Go for it. Not us, but
she's like, good, because I could. And
I believe you.
she just kind of like, you see she has some of this just like dried up juice that is clearly her blood, that is like broken apart stems of the plant growth that is dripped down her, and she just like cleans it up by one of her fingers, opens up and just seems to absorb it, and you would recognize it as the spell prestidigitation that she does on herself. And Leather says,
Very good.
I can't do that. But I'm glad, because the burden of knowing so many things about how the universe works seems untenable.
Yes, it carries with it a great suffering. Lemon, you are certainly magically apt. I think that perhaps you could learn the Identify spell. We can work on it. Hopefully.
Shit, yeah, she says to you, and then looks at you when she curses.
Is
We'll work on
the
the swearing too.
and is the mirror in the mirror now? The one that I was in?
Yes.
Oh, okay. By the way, he sucks in there. He's terrible. So you did a good job. He's gonna hide it. It's just one. It's like a very small cot. It's like for a very small man. It seems like that's it. It's just one kind of lumpy cot, and then there's like a Connect 4 set. If you guys know what that is, but there's no one in there, so you just kind of play against yourself. It's not very fun.
We have a Connect 4 set, says Lemon, and nods, and is like, yeah. And Leather's like, I'm terrible at it.
No, we're looking for one of our friends who's like you as well. She's big and stone-like. Have you seen another Goliath?
Well, not in the mirror. No, it's just me.
And out here, maybe she was working the bellows.
It might be. He took a couple of us from our mountain where we lived to, because he said I think he said something like, I've got a ton of bellows and you guys look really strong. Something. Might have used more flowery language than that, but so it's a good chance he might. I mean, it seemed to be pretty useful. Now I'm really kind of thrown off. I thought I was doing a really important job, but you guys are making it sound like it really is kind of just a chore that I was doing. It's not really something that could be easily done by some sort of mechanical arm. So
Were you being paid? I'm just curious.
I was being paid, but I wasn't. It was in. He told me it was
In money. Specifically in money.
Yes, but in an account, and I couldn't access the account. He said he was saving it for me, and he said he'd give it to me when I was done. But then it's not really a task with like a concrete
Right. Doesn't really
end.
finish.
So there was part of what I was getting. It felt very useless, and then I did.
Lemon
I
is
ripped out
like,
the
I
bellows.
have one of those. I get
Oh,
paid
yeah,
that
you
too.
can't,
I
right?
fix
Yeah.
machinery around here.
Yeah, according to him, I'm quite rich, but I can't get into it, so it's useless.
Yeah,
Guys
if
are
I
the worst.
if I just fix 6,000 more machines, I'm gonna get a ship of my own one day, and I can leave here in it.
Yeah. Oh, the ship. Yeah, it's kind of. It's a little bit like a. He's got a counter, or he'll show you a picture of stuff you can get and how many money.
Yeah.
He has his own money that he made up, and it's
Yeah.
how many each one costs. And so there's a ship, and there's like a ring that looks like a spider, and there's a lot of different stuff. But yeah, it's very unclear when you actually get access to the money. So
I'm only 600 machines away from boots of flying. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, those would be great. Because you could fly. You're very small, so you could get much taller if you could fly. Could see ceilings and over stuff.
Well, how would you guys like to seize the means of production?
A small salamander crawls out of Moonboy's hat. Actually, no, it doesn't. But yeah, it specifically doesn't. But
Bursts
you do have a
into
memory
flame.
of bats talking to you about unionizing before. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean it's.
We get out of this room.
you're welcome to try to get out on your own, but I think it'd probably be safer if we stick together.
Well, I'm quite big, but I'll still hang out with you guys and play. I feel safe because I'm very large. But yeah, I mean, you guys seem cool. I'll go with you and try to find the other Goliath. I mean, it'd be nice to meet another Goliath. I've been in a mirror for an incredible
We can
amount of
check
time.
the bellows for goat. See.
Oh yeah.
Do you know how to get there?
Yeah. Have you seen like a golden ship at all?
Not in the bellows, no. It's mostly been the bellows and the mirror for me. That's been the main two places.
Right. Yeah, how
Not a
long
lot.
were you in the mirror? Long time?
Well, it depends on passage of time,
You
but it
probably
feels like
don't know.
very
That's
long.
fair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I could tell you how many games of Connect 4 I played. Is that
Lemon has
helpful?
her hand raised over in the corner.
Lemon, yes?
What is time again?
Let's move on.
We don't have time. We don't have time for this. That's what it is.
Time is the death of all beings.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you just see this like white
a
celestial
firefly.
burning creature, over there. And the
It's a
craftlings,
flat circle, darling. Any other questions?
the craftlings like deeply do not understand time measurement because they have just
Okay.
lived here where where there is not a day changing, and they are mechanical beings that don't really need to sleep that much, so they're just like very confused by any
Just hanging
conversation around time.
It's
Good to know.
it's an
do you
illusion
remember-
by which mortals measure all things against their own mortality.
It
They
is
both
an
nod, like actually know.
illusion. And
Do
a
you remember
predator.
where the bellows are, by any chance?
I don't know how much I would be supposed to know from that, but I'll do it. I mean, what I would do is really, they're so powerful that you can kind of feel rushes of air even down the hallways near them. So if you follow sort of like heat and loud whooshing and kind of drafts, like hot drafts, that's how I got. I slept next to the bellows. They said it was convenient for me and put a bed next to them. But I think it
That's
was
why
just
you
so
were
I
in the
could-
bunks.
I hate
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was just so I could do the bellows more. Really, I didn't think
Yeah,
it
that's
was
probably
very
true.
convenient.
Lemon says each room in here has its own little pocket dimension, so probably your experience with that was just inside of each of the rooms. So you probably can't feel it from door to door. And as she says that, she points to each door, and you can see that the crew you all recognize, and you would recognize too, Noel, as you've been in a few different rooms here. That every room has these same identical doors on each side of it, and you all have had the experience that once you go through, you're in this whole new room, but you can't keep the door propped open, and it just like closes, and it doesn't seem to be a building that makes sense geographically is the wrong word, spatially, because you were just kind of woofing into these next places as you enter.
Boofing.
Yeah, the other rooms. Yeah.
Look,
Soaking and
If
stuff.
we go to different rooms, I can definitely. If something looks familiar, I'll definitely mention it. Like, oh, that looks like a thing that was near the bellows. Yeah, I could do that. Just about. Unfortunately.
Right.
Oh yeah, no,
We're gonna get these
no problem.
keys.
The keys are suspended in like watery orbs above the door.
Oh, yeah.
if I
Oh, right,
correctly,
we
right?
Yeah.
And there's two of them.
Yeah. So just to again recap, so each door, you in the rooms that you've been in before, the doors have had keyholes in them, and you have been able to find a key both times, like on the mirror in the room, that has allowed you to go into the next room. But with this one, each door has this green orb at the crest of the doorway, and both of them are identical, and there seems to be this like bubble inside of it that has an inky outline of a key inside of the bubble that and when they were in this room before, it gets moved around directionally, and the bubble is just kind of like hanging out at the top of the orb in the same way that like a level has the bubble inside of it. It's a similar thing, like as you move it around, it goes to the top, and there is a keyhole kind of like inside of there.
So there's
But
a
it's
big
like
orb
floating in the
bubble?
middle. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a keyhole floating in the middle, and there's the key at the top of the bubble, or at the top of the orb in the bubble. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry, both the keyhole and the key are in the bubble.
I feel
That's
like
correct,
I'm getting
yeah.
further away. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a suspended bubble above the door, and there's like
Key.
a fluid inside
just-
it, and there's a keyhole and a key.
Are you familiar in our world, outside of the fantasy world, with a level?
I am.
So there's an orb in that level that has liquid inside of it, and there's an air bubble inside of it.
Right.
And when you move the level around, the air bubble always
Oh,
stays at the
right,
top like
because
a compass.
There's magic that was flipping. There's flippy.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like an arcade ticket party game.
One of those
Key
things you move
in
around
the
to get
keyhole,
the key
yeah.
in the door.
All right.
Yeah, it's
all
giving me
right.
labyrinth, like kid labyrinth game vibes. Okay.
We definitely
And
don't
inside,
have-
floating in the middle, is a keyhole that is the same smoky, wispy color as the key that is inside of the bubble. So the keyhole does not move around, but the bubble on top it does move around.
All right.
And I wouldn't have seen this specific key technology before.
Correct.
So the room
yeah.
is right side up right now, right?
Yeah, we also
Sure. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but
some
let's
of
absolutely
the
call it
orbs.
right side up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, also.
So it doesn't
Just in
matter.
case you guys, I've never seen that before. If you're wondering, I don't know what that is. So
I was going to
Okay.
ask. Now I
no,
don't.
sorry, I was hoping that I would, but I don't know what it is. So
See if the rider
What's it look
can
like, Moonboy?
reach in.
You're the one that you can reach it.
Yeah, I'll kind of fly up there.
What do you say as you fly?
I
I'm just
say,
enjoying this bit.
burning globes, burning, crashing moons, 1,000 screams.
I'll kind of call up after you.
Remember the disintegrate spell on the desk? We could have the rider reach into that globe.
Yeah,
Can I go
maybe
take
it's
a,
disintegrated.
Kind of
That
just
is
a
a thing-
closer look.
Yes, absolutely. You can roll an investigation check. Noel, that's the thing you notice too, is that there are two of Andrew's character Flute that seem to be standing in the room. One of them is flying, which is not the one that's been talking to you the whole time. And the other one looks like a melted version of Flute. Like his facial features are just like off and kind of like droopy, and his eyes are like a little too wide. And he kind of like looks over when his name is mentioned. Is like, yeah, I can check it out. He says, you know,
because
who cares if I get blasted apart, right?
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
twins or something.
No,
the
it's
two of them?
uh,
Do you want to
an
explain it, or do you want
acquaintance.
me?
No,
Yeah.
it's he's an acquaintance of mine.
Yeah, I'll ask the writer to go. See if he
Okay,
can
no,
reach.
I get a turn at this, sir, he says. And he floats over and he says, I'm a demonic presence that lives inside of his heart. He died before, and like a coward, he crawled back to existence. And then I got to, because I helped him, I get a stake in his life now. And he whined like a little baby when I tried to free him from the tether of friendship, and he gestures to everyone else in the room. And so after he stomped away and threatened to make his life boring forever, I
You're
made a
skipping the
deal
part
with
where
him.
we beat your ass.
Okay, sure, yeah. In the 4v1, in one manifestation of me, they did beat my ass. That's correct.
Yeah, one demon, whatever.
Yeah, Kai and him both just like make eyes at each other for a second.
Yeah, we do.
And he says,
don't-
anyway,
we don't care for each other.
Yeah,
I'm
not a
just
fan.
Mom
No.
doesn't like the new boyfriend.
Who's physically the closest to me?
Flute Andrew's character for sure. Yeah.
Oh, the true, or I won't say that.
The true one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it is the true one. Yeah.
I am the true. Yeah.
So I'll just be like, oh, cool. And then I just kind of look at like, what's this? And then I'll also like kind of, I want to give Kyle like I'm probably on your side look, where it's like fuck this guy a little bit. Like, oh,
I
alright,
get it.
yeah.
Everyone hates an infernal being, but I'm just saying that he would not be alive without me. And I've been cool lately. We made the deal, and I've been cool.
We did make a
Have I
deal,
not?
and you only have 35 minutes of presence here before you have to go away.
Okay,
So
well,
will you
yeah.
go try to get that
Good.
key?
Yeah, if you're done
Oh, you have to
playing the
go.
victim.
That's unfortunate. It's not so nice to meet you.
Yeah, so nice
You
to
hate-
meet you too.
You talk about how identity politics is so bad until it suits you, don't you?
Jeez, Jesus. He kind of mumbles and he's like, it's just spineless. And yeah, so Moonboy, what'd you get on that investigation check?
21.
Okay, cool. It is clear that you can move the bubble around with the room, but it doesn't make sense to you because each time you would move the room, it would go to the other side of the like an opposite side of the bubble, and the keyhole is in the middle. So from that analysis, it seems like there should be a way to get the keyhole in the middle, and that's what you get.
I guess we would need maybe
Do you
multiple
know any
people.
magic that can move metal around?
Also, you do know too. It seems like if you break it, because of the way the key is in the bubble, if you break this bubble, it will just dissipate and be unable to open.
What size is it? And it's solid or it's like a liquid?
It's about the size of a snow globe, the orb itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It was much
and-
bigger than my head, I'll have you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be about to, like it's a big snow globe. It's one of the big ones up on the high shelf, and so yeah.
Maybe if we use more than one of the orbs together, except that we did destroy most of them.
2. You destroyed 2 of 4.
2 out of 4.
Half.
Well, Kai, you're holding one of them, right? You had one of them. The other one's still attached somewhere.
Yeah, they're both attached, but you have control of
Oh,
2 of
sure.
4. Yeah, because that was the big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll warn Noel, as he seems like a fellow non-flyer.
Yeah.
This whole room topples, so you might want to hang on to something if they
Yeah,
start
maybe we
moving
could
it
like
around.
strap down everybody who can't fly.
I will say, I wouldn't like to be strapped down. I could just hold something. It's fine. That seems like a good medium part. I don't know. Is there something I can grab, just like a vent or something?
Oh, there's lots of like mechanical items all around
Oh,
this.
there's
Help
vents.
Yeah.
Let me describe these bits.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I mean,
I
in
will
fact, you do see
scoop
like
up-
yeah, go for it.
I will scoop up lemon and leather and also brace myself on the ground.
You see leather is just like
one under each
lemon is
arm,
just like
and then
shaking.
using the other 2 arms and my 2 feet to sort of brace to the.
Does Lemon seem like she needs healing?
Oh,
They both are very messed up. Yeah, yeah.
HP.
They're both like actively bleeding, but not down at all.
How big are you, Flute? How heavy?
Smaller than average human, like a 5'7" human.
If the room
short
rotates, are you gonna like go flying?
No, because I will telepathically ask the rider to come down and be like within arm's reach because he can fly. So
Okay,
He'll,
well-
he'll hold on to me. He better.
Without knowing that, as just in character, I'll be like, I'm grabbing like a pipe or something that's bolted down in case the room goes topsy-turvy, and I'll just like be like, if you want me to hold you, I can, not in like an emotional way, but if it flips, I can hold on to you, keep you safe.
All right, that might be more reliable than counting on the rider, who is not that reliable.
I'll
just
hold
hold
you
up-
an emotional way, he says.
I'll
just hold up my
just
arm like an
stand
eagle
next
wing,
yeah, I'll just
beckoning him.
stand next to Noel then.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We've been together for so long, and you're going to seek his emotional comfort when you've just met him? It's because you haven't got to know him yet, says this warped, melted version of you.
We should go work
Once
on
you get
that
to know
door
him,
so
he's
we
gonna
can
be
get
shit.
into the next room. Why don't you get us into the next room instead?
All right, he's like, what do you want me to do? Clearly we got to get this key in the hole, but I don't know
So
what to do.
we're trying to get it into the center of this puzzle, right?
Yes. And you
So
know that
it
there
would
are...
It would stand to reason that we would need that wall to be the floor.
Right.
For is there perhaps some switches we've missed that can move it on the x-axis as opposed to the y-axis?
You can do a perception check, for sure.
Great. I will do just that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say anything out loud to the others. He's just mumbling about
Yeah, just
cataclysms.
burning in the corner. Yeah.
Nice.
Is there a way to see how comforting my embrace is to Flute? Some sort of.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Insight.
I want to see
boy.
how he's
Yeah.
reacting.
Insight check.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel.
This is how
Yeah.
it's meant to be played.
I love
That's
it.
an
12.
insight. I'm sad we haven't got to do
that's
an
not gonna go well.
one of our
But-
trademark moves, which is you doing an insight move on your insight check on yourself. But
It's also a hugging roll, technically, which we haven't had for a while.
Well, we have.
True.
We
That
have
is-
done 'em.
yeah.
Well, let me tell
Bringing
you,
it back.
big burly Goliath, 18 on the insight check.
Oh,
yeah.
love it.
It is a brusque and kind of like jarring grab to you at first, Flute, but it is, as soon as you're pulled in, it's warm and melting. You can tell he hasn't hugged anyone for a while, but it's it's like riding a bike here. As soon as you get pulled in, it's comforting.
The Rockman's embrace.
Yeah. I'd compare it to like a weighted blanket sort of vibe here.
great.
So
Like a thunder shirt.
yeah, it's working. I kind of
Picturing like a heated bathroom floor, kind of,
Ooh.
but like
yeah.
around you.
But
Wait,
it's a
blanket
guy.
But it's a man.
Yeah.
If you were to walk out onto the bathroom floor and look down and it was a guy.
Yeah. I'm
That
big
famously
and I'm
comforting
warm
thing.
and I'm covered in hair.
I got a 12.
Moonboy, with a 12, you can see these 6 different pieces of equipment that seem to all be attached to each other on the floor here. You see the doorways on both sides, and you can see like this piping burst out of the walls here and there that connect to these 4 pieces that you see. Right, there's one above each doorway on those walls. And then there's one on the right wall and the left wall, and you've broken 2 of them, and those seem to be the only controls. The mechanics on the floor are specifically not controls, but the ones on the walls that that each gargoyle was perched on were controls, and 2 of them are broken.
Okay.
You guys broke a lot of stuff. You broke a lot of stuff in here.
It was scary.
We usually
They
do
were trying-
break a lot of things.
They were trying to kill us.
Hey,
Fair enough.
Gravity.
when you were
Fair
in the
enough.
mirror, could you hear the outside world while you were in the mirror?
Let's have you roll a history check.
Okay. All these good intelligence and wisdom checks that I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good at.
The Goliath.
That is-
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Gonna be an 8. No.
You can absolutely have heard things that you just want to make up that are not true to the world at all. So if you want to give it anything right now, that is whatever you want. Absolutely. It's just you hearing things in the mist.
Oh, yeah. I had to transition back to it. The other things I can only hear if they're like really yelling. So it's like mostly when somebody like pinched their finger in the door. That was something I heard go, the door, fuck, this stuff like that, but nothing useful. They had to be really yelling because it's a lot of mist in there, very mist heavy.
We could bring Mir out of the mirror and find out how the key works.
He wasn't very helpful in the last room.
Yeah, he's
Would I know
could
any of the mechanic
apply
stuff in
more
here?
Pressure.
torture
yeah.
him.
You can roll.
That's what I was getting at.
This was inevitable, wasn't it?
Well, Noel, what check do you think? What skill do you think you would know? Because I feel like it's kind of unfair to just throw wisdom and intelligence throws at you over and over. So if there's something that you think that, if you have an argument for any other skill, I'm down for it. I'm easily persuadable.
Well, I'm wondering kind of just from working here whether I'd know the machinery, but I mean, I gave myself perception because I felt like if I was a gladiator, I had to be very perceptive of what was about to happen to me. So it could just be a mixture of that or a memory, but I don't also, that's part of it. I'm happy to fail a bunch of intelligence and wisdom checks because that's how dump stats work, and I should be
Yeah,
punished.
that's the min to the maxing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this.
min to
thing
my
I like to do on
max.
this show is always let people roll whatever skills they want, but the answer that they get is different depending on what they roll.
Oh.
So like if you're rolling a wisdom versus nature, like what you're gonna get is different. So I'm happy to have you roll a perception check here for what you perceive about the machinery in this room. And I
Okay.
kind of view this too as like, correct me and add any flavor here, is like how much you're like how much PTSD is kicking in here of just like being around the same shit over and over and over.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that even if you fail here, it's going to give you some information.
Yeah, because I have done nothing but stare at the ceilings and walls of the room with the bellows I'd like, this would be the equivalent of if someone was like, how many ceiling tiles are in the bellows room? I'd be like, I
Right.
absolutely know. I could tell you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll
And-
do
and-
perception then.
And Leather and Lemon, these two like mechanical beings with like growth all over them, can kind of back you up here as you all are chit-chatting about this, because a thing Mir is very careful about is people knowing the layout of his forge, and it's like clearly built to be confusing, and he doesn't want folks that are inside of it to know exactly. So
Okay.
when he takes people from rooms to rooms, he's very careful about people knowing the trajectory, and they will be like, yeah, he's very protective of that. So yeah.
Okay. I'm also like an idea of what I'm looking. I think is like because they've stated that they want to turn the room, flip it upside down, Fresh Prince style, turn upside down. And so like if I know the operations of the orbs that might, okay, I got a 14 plus 4 for proficiency is 18.
Okay, cool. This is something that is, you can tell because you were in a room that was self-contained in the same way, where as much as a lot of systems in the world outside of this outside of this magical forge would be like you pump the bellows in the bellows room and it would go out to other rooms. All of these rooms are self-contained. And so you can see that from this room, that this room is self-contained. All of the mechanisms that are in this room are built to power this moving around of gravity in the room. But with an 18, you know that triggering one allows all of the others to be overridden. And you know enough about, I would love you to pitch in on the flavor of how this moment comes together, because I'm going to give you the out-of-game mechanical piece, and I want you to give me the in-game how you draw this together. But 2 of them are broken right now, but you can see these orbs on the end of these pillars, these obelisks that are clearly being powered, and you see the connection on the bottom here, and you know that if you powered all 4 orbs at the same time, it would be a situation where one isn't overriding the other, but they are all triggered at the same time, and it would probably turn gravity off in this room.
Okay. So they each, but one will override the other if you try to hit the west one and then the east will override the west, unless it's all 4.
Yes, exactly. Unless it's all 4 touched at the same time.
And 2 of them are broken.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So-
bad.
We did
I don't
it.
know
I can
I don't
fix
know if
them.
this is helpful, but so I had these in the bellows. There were also the orbs like this, and so when I was done bellowing for the day, I did it free time, but I wasn't allowed to leave the room, so I would just kind of toss myself around with the orbs, just flip the room around, see where how fast I could go and bounce off stuff. I do hate to tell you this, breaking them may have been a problem, because they're all going to just go one way. But one time I stretched, I took off, well, not to be gross, I took off my clothes so I could touch all of them, and I was floating. And so that's one thing that does happen, but I don't know how or why, but it feels like it could be helpful, but yeah, again, they're broken, so we might be past that.
Absolutely helpful. I think we could fix them.
I think upon hearing this, Moonboy is going to float over to one of the nearest broken ones and cast Mending on it.
Let's fucking go, Jordan Tall. Let's fucking go.
That'll do.
Let's mend.
We'll
That'll
see.
do.
That's gonna work. So
Quick
give us
start.
some
That's
flavor.
gonna work.
Because the shards are all around, so I'm not going to make you roll for collecting the shards. But when you cast Mend, you see just some of the shards heal back together, and so it's clear that you all have to collect the shards that are strewn across the room. And so I want you all to give us that moment. But yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think he puts his hand up to this shattered thing, and this little illusory moon appears around the mechanism, and these shattered pieces of glass start to float up to it as though caught in the gravity of this now moon, and begin to put themselves together. And he's like, I can fix it, though I could not fix the lives of 1 billion Lunasterans. I can fix this shattered orb.
This
Can you
is
fix the other one?
It wears off.
Yeah, I'll
eventually,
go,
and he
yeah,
goes-
don't worry,
He's
it's not
very
He
sweet.
really does.
Yeah.
I've been in here a while. My ears just won't pop.
I'll fly over to the other broken one, and I will also cast Mending.
Yes,
I was-
fucking use for mending.
I know. If
After-
mere,
Oh,
I
so
don't think
after all
I've
the
cast
screaming,
Mending maybe once in the whole campaign.
yeah. After I see all
Happy
the
to break
screaming,
more stuff.
After all this screaming, I see Moonboy like screaming and all this, and then like the result of that spell is just the orb being back together again. I just like lean to it. I'm like, I did not think. I thought it was gonna be something very violent. I did not. That's not what I thought that was gonna do.
He can get violent, so you don't know when
You're
he's
really
yelling.
going to like him when
It goes
he's
one
not.
but either way.
His
And
nose
I
is
think
bleeding.
in that moment, as you see him fix that, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break here, as you all clearly have the answers. So we're just gonna take a quick 5-er as we're halfway through the session, where we drink, pee, and we'll see you in 5 minutes. Rachel, don't fall over.
We'll be back.
See you in just a second.
What was that?
The American Paul Hollywood guy was bad.
Oh man, he was
Stop
pinching
doing
the cakes, as
Okay,
it were.
cool.
Cake pitch.
So anyway, from pinching cakes, we're gonna get back
Pinch your
here.
soggy bottom.
Talking about baking shows and RuPaul and okay, so you all see this moment of these two magical casters, these two very powerful magical casters at this point. Moonboy, even in his trauma spewing form, is clearly able to heal. No shade, you know.
Oh yeah, it's right. I didn't know there was a name for what I do.
Trauma spewing.
It's just me late at night, baby. So there, yeah, you see this. Noel, you especially see these new group that is clearly tight. They're protecting these two smaller beings that you quickly just clock as like folks who have been contained in this world, and you see them just like float away and start gathering all of these shards, just like magically pulling them up. You see a mechanical hummingbird floating around K.A.I, the construct, just like, the arcane being, just like picking up all of these shards, and Moonboys are almost like pulling to him like gravity, and they fix these two orbs against the wall, and after, maybe, Andrew, let's call it 5 minutes to the time counter here, they just, it's like a piece of glass breaking in reverse as the orbs are healed.
I'd like to say, as I see all these like pieces gathering and all this like magical stuff happening, noticing that, deeply knowing that I do not have any power to do anything like that, but wanting to be a part of this, I just want to start kind of generally neatening up around whatever's around me, just kind of like trash and stuff. And I'm like,
You don't have to clean. You don't have to clean up. Fuck these
we
guys.
just-
We're gonna trash this laboratory. This all.
Oh,
this
is
is all
that the
getting
mean-
destroyed.
is that the mean one?
No, this is me.
Oh
No,
oh,
the mean
just-
melty one is like, good job. You should feel better about yourself because you've tidied up now.
Clean all you will. Existence is chaos.
Yeah, the only way to save yourself is to clean.
Yeah, I have a hunch he's upset because I've taken my arm off from around him to clean.
It's so cold.
And with that, the you do have a little bit of trouble, I will say, picking the parts of the orb out of the parts of the destroyed gargoyles that you have blasted into bits, but it just adds a little bit more time. So let's just add another 5 minutes there, Andrew, on the clock, because there are these just shattered bits of gargoyles that you defeated before. But you are able to do it. You are in leather, this like copper being is able to just like help you, and Lemon is also helping. They're just like finding shards like you as you were cleaning up. You were just sorting these bits out and tidying up here, sorting the piles of shards. And
Klik
you
is
now have
picking
4
out
working
shards,
orbs.
but she's
That's right.
mumbling about. She's like, "Oh, well, I only destroyed them because people were falling and it was really hurting us. Did I put the orbs back together?" And she's just
I love it.
Lemon walks up to you, like kind of like in this cleanup process, and it's just you and her alone for a moment, Klik. And she's like, "No, it's fine. It's smart because then the room couldn't shift. Because that's what killed me. I fell, and that's what killed me was falling."
Yeah, it was the right move.
You're just
and,
saying that
I mean,
'cause
that
you
was
also
cool.
broke one.
And clearly you knew the limits of your group because you could just break it and you would save us, and then you could put it back together. So that's really cool that you just like know your friends well enough. And she looks at you and she's like, "You're really cool. You're good at fighting stuff, and I want to be good at fighting stuff too."
Thank you. Lemon.
Can I ask you a
You
question?
too could be good at fighting stuff. Yes.
I mean, I know I just asked you a question, but I would like to ask you another question after that, if that's okay.
Yes.
So, did Leather die too? Did Leather die too?
Yes.
Oh, roll a deception check.
Yeah.
Was this like the third roll of the hour and a half we've been
Oh, I
playing?
rolled so good. Klik's so bad at this. Hang on.
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh yeah, I rolled an 18, but my modifier is a -1.
I never roll well on the
doesn't-
show. It's amazing.
That's great.
Still a pretty good life for
Yeah,
Klik.
just rolled to break the heart of this.
No, I think this like let the dice tell the story here. I think it matters is that like you get it, you say it very convincingly, and you look over and she's just like as you're cleaning things up, and you look over and she's just like stopped and is looking at you, and she goes, "No, like I know that I was dead. I can feel it. I felt passing out. You know, I've fallen in the lava. I felt pain. I've been in danger, but I've never died before." And I didn't even really fully understand that I was alive until I died, because then I could feel the absence of it. And when I came back, I knew that I have a life. And that's crazy because I'm just have only lived here, and you all have moms and dads and siblings, and so I've heard, but I've only lived here, and so I felt my life go away, and now it's back. And Lemon just doesn't seem like, I know it's only been like 5 minutes, but like I can feel the horror and I don't see it in her. So did she die like me?
You mean Leather?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
If I'm near them, I will just very respectfully kind of walk away. Just kind of like, I'll give them some space here.
Yeah, you were sweeping up and walk over and then walk
Yeah,
back
like,
away.
oh, all right.
Klik will get down on her knees, is awkward. Her knees bend back. Anyway,
Yeah.
she'll crouch
Hug
down
knees.
to look Lemon in the eyes and say, "You're here because your life matters, and you deserve to live it. Now, let's get you out of this place."
She kind of
Klik's
grabs her.
pro-life. It's fucked up. Just kidding.
Shut the fuck up, Andrew. Fantasy role-playing game.
I'm sorry.
She grabs her big leaf cape and she looks back at you and is like unflinching, looking in your huge mandibles and your look in all direction eyes, and she says, "Prove it." And she nods at you, kind of in a sassy way, but is like deeply like she wants to believe you, and it is like her trying to be sassy and brave to you because she respects you. And you see Leather just kind of like has a handful of shards and is just like looking at them absent-mindedly while this conversation is happening. And Leather walks over to you, Kai, and brings you this handful of shards as you're healing the orb. And she says, yeah, exactly like the one Jordan is eating, like exactly like that orb. And she looks at you and she says,
It's mochi time.
hell yeah, that's exactly what she says. Leather brings you a bunch of shards, and she says, "It's mochi time." And then she shakes her head, and she looks up at you, and she says,
right.
"Thank you for saving my my friend's life."
You're welcome. I'm
That's
sorry
crazy that you can
happened.
even do that.
Yeah, I guess that's. I mean, there's a lot of things that are possible through magic.
Can you just do that at any time? Because you did it.
Not at any. Well, if I have the energy necessary and the required materials, yes.
So you probably just have like a lot of diamonds laying around, right? I saw you whip one out, and then it just like dissipate.
Yes. Lots and
Because you
lots
just
of
met us,
diamonds.
right? So you wouldn't just use that on anyone, right?
No, I would not.
So we really matter to you?
You matter just as much as anyone else.
That seems hurtful to me.
I mean,
I am now walking away from this. I ended up near this. I'm also walking away.
Just trying to find a new spot to clean.
Yeah, just in a corner cleaning.
I don't mean it in that way. I can understand why you would think that, but I just mean that you mean your life matters just as much to me as anyone else that I... Maybe not anyone else, I'm not saying this very well. Yes, your life matters to me.
I see. I get it. No, don't worry.
You understand what I'm
wanna-
trying to say. I was trying to do a thing, I don't know, because you're like a construct. I don't know how you feel about it. You're clearly a deep-thinking individual, and I respect that. So I was trying to engage you, but it's complicated. No, I don't have a lot of diamonds, and...
So you made a sacrifice for someone you barely knew because you value life evenly. Even though there are people around you and you might need it later, instead of saving it for people you love more, or not even love more, but you have a deeper history with, you were willing to risk not having a resource now so that you could save someone, or not having a resource later so that you could save someone now. Is that right?
That is right.
Well, I think that's
very
someone,
quiet in
something
the room when that is. And I'm just staring.
Leather looks at you and she goes, I think that's something a good person would do.
Maybe. The people who run this place are not good.
Yeah, how did you two turn out so good? Because your
I don't know.
creators
I don't
are
think I'm very
huge
good.
pieces of shits.
Leather looks at you and says, I don't think I'm very good. I'm just kind of hanging out. And Lemon says, I just hate everyone.
I think you mixed them up again.
No, Lemon. Oh, I did it. You're right. God damn it. I could see them so clearly in my mind. I can't say the words.
I think
Leather-
Leather's the sassy one.
Leather says, yeah, no. Lemon does say, I just hate everyone.
Oh.
And Lemon, no, God damn it. Lemon says, I'm doing it right. Ready?
I
Ready?
pat
Lemon
Leather
says,
in the head and I say, go to sleep now, Leather.
Leather is very fucked up, and she will kind of like lay down. But Lemon is like, I do hate everyone. It's me. I just want to be clear. I'm saying I hate everyone, but yeah, it's because I'm frustrated. I just want to live a life outside of these walls, and I've never been allowed that. As she says,
Trying
kind of
to
just
get
like,
out of here.
And then Leather, I've got it right. I promise. Leather says, so it seems like you all have got this figured out. She points to the orbs as they form themselves back, and she says, but someone mentioned maybe snoozing for a bit, and she points to a lot of the wounds on her body that are just like very open and still like pussing, and she's like, "Are we gonna chill for a little bit, or are
So
we
many
just?"
design flaws. Free will, pain, suffering, depression.
Pus will.
Yeah, and
Us.
it's like they are very emotional for people that were just created. A lot of the thinking about a lot. Really
Yeah,
deep.
this one's got a trick knee. That one has lower back problems.
It's from a soccer injury, says Leather. No, sorry.
Indoor soccer, obviously.
Yeah.
Should we take a quick rest or keep moving?
Well, we're not gonna get another opportunity.
Do we need a rest?
Well,
How's
I
everyone
don't
doing?
need to
these
rest.
two do.
I've been sleeping like 90% of the time in the meeting. So if you guys want, you can rest and I can just kind of hang out and, wait for you guys to wake up. Since I've been in the meeting, nothing's like more boring than being in there, so I don't really mind anything.
I mean,
Keep watch.
the Arcane know we're here, so I assume that means the clock is ticking for Goliath and the others.
Is there any way we can heal these two craftlings?
I'm more of a like hurting people.
I look at our two healers.
Can I
Can
I
used,
like
most
strap
of
one to my
my-
front in a bassinet and one to my back, and they can just like sleep, like in a little Bjorn? Can I Bjorn them?
How?
You know what,
bashed up
Rachel?
are
I
they?
will absolutely give them both a short rest if you are willing to take half movement for an hour.
I have a potion of greater healing that I will give Lemon.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Probably better.
And I can cast Healing Word on the
Yeah,
other.
I don't think Lemon has that many hit points.
Well, that's all I have. So
Okay, well, I will say before this happens, let's have Moonboy and Flute both roll an insight check
Okay.
for some
Hi.
metagame information.
oh, okay.
19.
They can't be healed or something.
Actually, you know what? Let's guidance that puppy. 23.
Buffy.
BB 23.
Whoa, we just rolled both
Ribby.
rolled 23.
I will say Lemon has 10 hit points. Because you rolled over 20, I will give you some metagame information. Lemon has 10 hit points. Leather has much more
You mean total or currently?
total. So you cannot heal Lemon more than 10 hit points. Leather has a lot more.
Okay, let me
Then I
let
will
me take
give
care of this one real
Leather
quick.
the potion.
Okay.
Bit of a glass cannon.
Leather has way more,
Not a-
right?
Not a cannon, but
Yeah. Okay.
just a glass.
A glass BB gun. Yeah, I'll give Leather the potion of greater healing. My last health potion. I guess it's not a diamond. I shouldn't be complaining about the sacrifice.
I mean,
I'll
it
give
was
to
our
her.
diamond. It's a group inventory.
And yeah, I guess if Lemon is that weak, then there's no. I mean, we could healing word her to top her off, but she's gonna get knocked out by anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tend to Lemon. I will cast Healing Word, and as Moonboy does this, you see that the kind of the lunar surface that is his skin in this form, it changes. The craters and the plains all move to a different space, and it's almost like he's become a different planet with what appears to be the picture of a chalice on his breast. So she will regain 6 plus 16. 6 plus 16, so 22
Oh, yeah.
hit points total.
And it's to Lemon. Yeah, she's full
Yeah.
hit points. Yeah.
Right.
She boosts up to 10.
Leather gets 16 from chugging that potion. Unless you want to roll it, that's what I got.
Cool. All right.
If somebody
she,
is very weak and we have a Bjorn, I'm happy to Bjorn somebody.
Is
a large
is
man.
I'm just
Leather seems a little hesitant about being Bjorn to you, Noel, because she just met you and hasn't seen you fight for their life for you. So they're kind of like, they don't want to be Bjorn with you, but and we'll kind of like gather Lemon, be like, not like one of the other ones, but
you know,
you could probably
let him
convince
carry
Lemon.
me.
Doesn't seem like you could convince Leather.
as
Lemon's
Leather
the weak one,
is
right? But I don't know if I would know.
Yeah, but
that.
she has full hit points now too.
Oh,
so.
okay.
as Leather is looking suspiciously at Noel, Moonboy just kind of floats casually past her, muttering something. The dead rest eternally, awaiting vengeance, and hits him with another healing word, which will heal him for. So that's going to be 7 plus.
I imagine that in your astral form, your healing word is like,
So that will give an additional 18 hit points back to Leather.
Okay, cool.
And I will
Leather
say,
is a
you know,
her. Leather is a her, but that is.
Oh, okay.
That
Might
is 34. She has. So she has.
Great.
She only had 3 hit points left. So that's 37 hit points that she has.
Right.
And because you rolled so high, I'll just give you that information. Yeah.
And I will say, as long as we're talking about it, the words that are coming out of Moonboy's mouth don't seem to jive with the kind of grace and calmness of his movements. It seems incongruous somehow.
"You all right, Moonboy? You want to come out? You want a cookie?
He's
Got a pickle?
there a long time.
He does seem to perk up at pickle.
You want a pickles?
No pickles for the wicked boy!
No.
We activate these doors now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Leather and Lemon both go hold on to Klik's torso
Yeah.
when seemingly worried about the room being flipped again.
I will
How are we
go
gonna do
by
this?
I will get as close to the we need 4 people to touch this. So obviously K.A.I and Moonboy can fly up there, but
I
I'll
can do
have to-
2 probably, with Besson's help.
They're all in
The
this
weird
one.
melted version of Klik raises his hand and says, like, "Look, I'm on your team now. We made a deal. You want me to touch one of these orbs?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yes. All right.
All right. I'll get as close to the door that we are going through, and I will hang on to Leather and Lemon.
Yeah.
So just wait
Just a
sort of by
reminder,
the door with
it's-
these 2.
It's got to be all 4 at the same time. If you don't do that, it's going to be an absolute. As most of you probably get very hurt. 'Cause
All right.
you
Can
know,
I get that hold again?
Oh me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk about. Come on now, get on under.
Slot back in.
Yeah.
Brace.
Noel, roll an insight check.
Okay. 11. No modifier.
Andrew, you decide how much Noel gets from that, and with how much that is comforting to Flute. How much he needed it.
He's
or not.
already checked it once before, so I think it's not hard for him to be like, oh yeah, this little dude came running right back over.
Kip.
Needs that weighted blanket for sure.
Yeah.
Right back in that marsupial pouch.
Yeah, I'll grab whatever seems to be the most, solidly attached kind of piece of.
There's a lot of golden
metal.
tubes in and around that you can
Oh, yeah.
actually grab.
Hell yeah.
Grab one of those.
Grab a golden tube. Everybody 1, 2, 3, touching the orbs. Yes.
Yes.
Cool. And when you do it, there is a jerk that you feel for a second, which is similar to the gravity shifting.
I'll
Except-
say, and I look at the rider.
I got it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Jerk.
That wasn't worth interrupting you for, Harlan. I apologize.
He looks over and he's like, I touched it on time. He's like defensive. And you all feel yourself fall for just a tiny fraction of a second, but as soon as you come off of the wall, you're immediately just like floating in space. And everyone who's holding on, like the craftlings are just like floating off of you but holding on. They're just their legs go up and Flute's body just kind of flails in the wind that does not exist. And
Windrider.
yeah. And you all see these bubbles at the top of the orbs almost shiver and shake for a second and float toward the middle of the orb slowly. And the keys go into the slots and both doors open.
Amazing.
What an annoying way to get in and out of this room. All right, shall we keep moving?
Could we see through like we have seen through other rooms? Because it looked like the room that we came
Yes.
through is still there, and there's a new room beyond.
Well, the two questions you asked were different questions. So can you ask them again?
When I look to the door that we came through, does it look like the room that we left?
No.
Okay. And when we look through the door that we were heading for, can we see a room that we don't recognize?
Those are two different questions. Ask that question again.
Again!
When we look to the door that we think of as the new door, the door opposite the door that we came through, can we see through the door a
Yes.
room that we don't recognize?
No.
Okay.
There's,
it looks like a room
yeah,
that we recognize.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like to roll a perception check?
Yes, please.
Because I will give you different answers depending on if you fail or
How about a different answer for a critical fail?
yes. So flute, Andrew, you can do whatever you want with this, but when you see, you can now float through the space and you can kick off of it and move pretty adeptly by trajecting yourself. When you see that open door in front of you, that is the room, the door that is across the room from where you came through. When it opens up, you can just see it open up and you don't recognize any room across it. You just see the door open and you're like, this is the path forward.
Okay.
I would just like to maybe add that since I was holding him and now he wants to float, he maybe like taps me to let him go, and then I would like to release him like a dove into the room.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You can have inspiration for flavoring your release of him. Absolutely.
I love it.
A flavored release.
Like an ice
Gotta flavor your
skater.
release.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drink a
all that
lot of
kind
pineapple juice.
Yeah, that'll be $50 extra for a
God
flavored
damn it.
release.
I'll swim to the room towards this new door that opened.
Yikes.
And I would say you see the melted form of him, the rider, push off the wall, and he can fly. So he just like shows up behind him and kind of like guides him in through this door. And he looks back at you, Noel, and he's like, "I got this." And he's like kind
He's
of
jetpacking me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As he guides you through the door.
Don't worry,
just
he
to
doesn't
myself,
actually
I'm like-
care. He's just trying to fuck with you.
I'm just to myself, I'm like, it's such a strange relationship. I don't understand.
And only I'm being a little bit of a shitbag here, but as a DM, I'm being cruel and unkind, but only because you rolled a natural 1. You step through the door when the rider is with you, and there's just like a dark haze, and it's like very dimly lit, and you don't recognize the room. And I think that I want to roll initiative here, specifically because the timing of everything really matters right now. And so if everyone can roll initiative, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
So the Windrider just passed through the door that we didn't come through, and then initiative is happening.
Yeah, so there is a door that you all, because you all are able to distinguish which door you came through and which door is
Yeah.
at the far end, and the rider and Windrider both went through the door at the far end. So if this was just like a line of rooms and you were just going through door to door, this would be forward.
And they just
so
disappeared, and now we're doing initiative.
Yeah.
Scary. Oops.
I will be going last, I can assure you. But it's gonna be a big old 5.
Your cleanup crew.
Yeah, one of the lower numbers, as it goes.
18.
I also 18.
Oh.
11.
Oh, I
Which team
see
do
you
you
8-1
hate?
too. Am I?
I got a natty 23.
Oh boy, that's huge.
Huge.
Best time to roll one. That's what I say.
Yeah,
So
when you're
Moonboy
being
and
ambushed
Flute
in the
both got
dark.
18. And then Klik, what'd you get?
11.
The best natural
Um,
20 is one that negates the natural one you just rolled.
Okay, cool. So at the top of the initiative order here, Flute, you step into the room and you roll a natural 1, and I'm going to put you 15 feet inside of this room. Again, I'm being deeply cruel and unkind, but because
I think the rider was jetpacking me since it was zero
Yes.
grav and the rider can fly, and it kind of there is gravity in this room, right?
yes, you
So
you
yeah,
both
kind
like
of
as soon as you come in,
rockets
you
me through the doorway, and I sort of like tumble and eat shit, 20 feet into the room here.
What a poetic coupling of words. I sort of tumble and eat shit. Like, pure opposite ends of the spectrum.
It's like where you totter, you're trying
I
to like give
pirouette
too much
and
momentum,
eat
and you're
shit.
kind of trying to catch it, and no, you kind of roll, and I'll come up.
So in front of you, you see a large. You think maybe you're in a forest at first. There's a bunch of like greenery just like growing up out of the ground, and you see a statue on your left and right. And there's Rachel got it immediately, and there's like stone on the floor, and you're just like looking around. There's like low lighting. What would you like to do?
I'd like to see if there's anything in here moving or alive, for sure.
Roll a perception check.
As I draw my sword.
Rachel.
Perception. That'd be 15.
All right, cool. You hear two creatures yell, "There's someone here!"
Do I see them or I just hear them?
You just hear them. Actually,
Right.
no. And you see like two small creatures about like 4 or 5 feet tall, like lurking in just the shadows around you.
They look like craftlings? Or is that roll too small?
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
I'll be like,
I'm not here to hurt you. We're just making our way through the forge.
And they say, "We know," and that's the end of your turn.
all right, it's
That's
the
gonna-
rider's turn,
Cool.
who gets to go in initiative right after me.
That's true.
The rider can see through magical darkness. Is there any magical darkness in this room?
No, it's just actual darkness.
Okay. The rider he has dark vision, so yeah, he'd see that. As well.
He looks at you. The rider looks at you. He's like, "It's those tattletales from before."
The same ones?
And you see Ivy step out, and she's like, she's like, "What are you doing back here? You stole our sisters," she says. And you recognize Ivy, the narc craftling from before.
All right. The rider will fly up and kind of do a bit of a circuit around this room and take it in and see if this is in fact the room we just left.
You can roll a perception check.
Oh yeah, let me pull up his dumb stats here. Hang on. Well, I think
All
I
you have
just
to
know
do
them.
is get above a 10. So if you rolled above a 10 on the dice,
I don't think I did. No, I am gonna have to
Let's
look
go.
up the stats because I rolled so close. I want to be sure. I apologize.
no, it's
I
okay.
should just print up this. It's a devil's the devil stat block here in the
Stat block.
Yeah.
The devil's stats.
I went there this summer.
Upside down
It's not-
stats.
well, his passive perception is 10. But if you needed the
I want the
specific roll, it's
As he's going around the room checking, there's a lot of like things that could influence this.
Yeah, it's a 6. Yeah, I don't see any perks. It's a 6.
He's like, "There's something weird about this room," and he's like flying around trying to investigate and figure it out.
Love that guy.
All right.
And he goes another 10 feet farther in.
Okay.
So he's 25 feet in and you're at 15 feet in.
Sure. And he'd be flying off the ground probably
Great.
15 feet.
Sure. All right. That's going to bring up Kai. No, I'm sorry. That's an old initiative order. It's Moonboy and Flute both got a... No, I'm sorry. God damn it. I can't read my own handwriting.
Well, it's not
Someone-
me. I
Moonboy
can
got
tell
an
you that.
18.
Moonboys.
So did
Yeah,
I.
Yeah,
it's
me
Kai
and
Moonboy.
Kai
Kai-
both got 18.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
who's
So
up?
you both can act together if you'd like.
Hand in hand.
10 and 2.
I mean, there's no threats on the table right now. You just see Flute and the Rider together through no gravity, just float through this door. in
I look
front of
through
you.
the door and then I look across the room and I'm like, since the room flipped over, didn't we need to go through the other door?
I mean, the door that Flute went through is definitely the opposite door than the one you came through. That is for sure.
This place is a changing, ever-moving labyrinth of madness. Madness.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would have, if that's not the case, I would have no reason not to follow him.
Sure.
So that's what I would do.
Can you roll
Moonboy
a
is
perception
going
check?
to do the same.
Cool. Can you roll a perception check?
Perception. Okay.
Indeed.
17.
Before you crest the doorway, I'm just going to put you at the doorway in the narrative of this, Kai. You can immediately tell, you can tell from the vibey lighting and the planters of growth in the middle of the room that this is the barracks room that you were in before when you met the craftlings.
Yeah.
And you see the rider floating up at the ceiling, like looking around, and Flute just like trying to talk to one of these craftlings
Is
Yeah,
the-
20, baby.
up against a wall.
Yeah, no,
And what'd you
that's
get,
this is the way we came from.
No, it's
What'd you get,
not.
Jordan?
It's a new room.
I got a natural 20.
With a natural 20, you see the door that you walked through when you all hit all of these orbs and the gravity goes away and these spectral keys go into the spectral locks. You see both the doors open at the one time, and you are so distracted by the other room that you don't even see the room that everyone else is going to, or that is in front of you. The door that you came through opened up, and it is a completely different place than the one that you walked in before. You can see 4 doors inside of it. It's like this very steely, almost concrete-looking room, and it's a place you've never seen before.
Okay. I
But
would
you
like
also
to
notice them walking through the door, too.
Right.
I mean-
I would like to follow them through and
Sure.
and shout at them, "Fools, imbeciles, retracers! The same room. Would you be trapped forever, like the souls of Lunastera?" And he goes back,
It's
muttering,
incredible. Good job, Jordan.
"Thank you."
Yeah.
Love retracers as an insult.
Retracers.
So are
yeah,
you
it's-
going through the doorway?
I'm basically sticking my head in the door that they're in, yelling this at them, and then going back into the
Cool.
room
So
we
you
were just
you and
in.
Kai are both still in this room. Yeah, got it. Cool.
Yeah, come back.
That's gonna bring up Klik. What would you like to do?
Can I see Flute?
Yes.
I would like to use telekinetic movement, and I'm going to yoink him back into the room.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Yoinking me.
If
Can you
so
move
I'm
him
gonna go as
15
close
feet?
to him.
Cast yoink.
30 feet is the max.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Cool.
It'd be like,
Hit him with
I'm like,
It's a trick.
So,
this is
yeah.
definitely the right. Oh,
yeah, like, and it's
Psionically
not
moved.
elegant. She just grabs his foot and drags him across the
Oh,
floor,
by the foot.
and
Just
all
sliding.
like,
Going
yeah,
full claw game.
yeah.
no, it's this.
Uh,
It's a trick. This. We need to go through here.
Ooh, nice.
You hear Ivy's
No.
voice yell, "See, he was sinful, and a monster got him." And Lemon it's her turn after Klik, and you just hear Lemon like blow a raspberry, and she points to that door, and she's like, "That's the wrong way." She's like, "Once you shut a door and it closes, it goes to a new place. That's why I tell you, it's hard to move around here." She's like, "My friend tried an escape. It didn't work."
All right.
And Leather is just like silent and looking around and chuckling as Flute gets yoinked back and like held by the ankle. And then that's going to bring up Noel.
So they're just sort of bickering in the air above me at this point, right? Is
Well,
that accurate?
Welcome to
The
Better
last
Than
thing you
Heroes.
saw,
A series of small floating fights.
I think we're on the ground. By you.
Oh, you're on the
Oh.
ground, but you come
The
I'm
gravity.
on the
back
ground,
into
yeah.
a room with no gravity.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot there's no gravity. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would kind of float. I'm just going to kind of slowly push off the floor and float up to the middle. I'm not really committing to either side because they don't. I'm just sort of like, I'll let them sort this out. But do I recognize? You said it's like a concretey room. Is that
Yes.
anything that I might recognize
you can
from?
roll a history check with advantage. And
Okay.
while you're doing that, I would like to correct that I made the Narc craftling. I said the wrong name. Their name is Honey. Ivy is the craftling that is the friend of
Unbelievable.
Lemon,
Incredible.
who died trying to escape. And so I kept calling her Ivy. Ivy is the wrong name. Ivy is the craftling who died.
You're gonna get us demonetized.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I know.
It's these canon details that the nerds come for, and when
I know.
we fuck them up, no one's gonna.
It matters to me, okay?
No, I love
Ivy is
They're
Honey's
also-
friend who died.
They're also
Lemon-
upset about the
yeah.
physics of an anti-gravity room, that they're focused on that. They're
Yeah,
like,
that's
this is
right.
not how you would move.
Chet knows not to
Makes
argue with me about magical gravity. Because
I got
I'm a little princess.
What was the check? It was.
I don't
was it-
remember. You can make it whatever you want.
History.
Yeah,
There was history.
It was history.
Pull a
I should have
skeleton
not
out.
But you
remembered
had
that because then I
advantage.
could have
It
made
was
it. Yeah,
strength.
even with the history, it's a 13.
cool. You specifically remember being in, like, you have a almost like PTSD flashback in this moment of seeing the steely, cold nature of this room. And knowing that this is a vault room, because you were locked in here before you were put in the mirror. And when you were put in the mirror, it was specifically to kind of like take you out of taking up space is the reason, where it was like, oh, I can just throw you in here and it won't be a problem because you were taking up space in one of these vault rooms before.
Overcrowding. Yeah.
Yeah, and you recognize this as the vault, and you don't recognize the room that Flute just got yoinked out of. Yeah.
Yeah. So, excuse me. I don't recognise that room. I do recognise this room. It's not a good room. It's where they kept me before they put me in the mirror because they said I was eating too much food and also being too big. So they put me in the mirror. But I don't. So that's sort of like a jail vault situation.
A vault. That seems promising.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't need a very big vault for Goliathan, but I don't know if Goat would be kept here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if
Well,
she's
the
not in the
dinger.
mirror, she might be in there. She
How
might be in
big
the
is
mirror.
this vault? Big enough for a ship?
I
gotta
don't.
be.
I would know, right?
You've only been locked in one small-ish room. I mean, that's like big enough
Oh,
for
so
you.
I
but
know
yeah.
what this sort of room is, but it's not necessarily the one that. I don't see like my
Yeah,
markings
sure.
on the wall of my days
Yes,
off.
correct. Yeah, that is
Okay.
exactly
I was
right.
like,
What were your
I don't
markings?
know. Yeah, I don't know the size. I think they have different ones. Mine was sort of, like my size, but bigger, a little bigger. So maybe they have custom ones. I don't know if they size them. But something's in there. Something's being kept in there, or is just. And I'm assuming it's
Actually-
not empty because. Oh, go ahead.
I have to pee so bad. Will you give them a little bit more flavor description about what your time locked in a vault was like when I run away and pee? Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I just sort of trail go into this story with it. Yeah, so I ripped the bellow off. I threw it at supervisor, and he was, he did kill him. So they were quite
Nice.
mad, and then they put me in a vault for a while, and I was in there, and I was just I was bored, so I was sort of pounding on the walls and doors, just not to try to get out, just as sort of a percussion kind of tom-passing thing. And also, like, the amount of food that I require was very large, so I was, I guess, kind of draining their resources a bit. And, yeah, so I did that. They came in and,
Again,
they
make
used to come to
food
the...
from magic. They don't have to
I
buy
guess the
it or
wizard...
grow
the-
it.
Oh, the food wizard was getting tired, maybe. I don't know. I received it. I was eating. I just knew because the guy kept saying, "You eat a lot, don't you?" He said, "You're a big fucker," and that's why I intimated that from. And then they seemed very frustrated with how big I was. They kept coming in and opening the door and be like, "Look," he would bring other people from different vaults, I guess, and say, "Look how fucking big this guy is, just taking up so
They're
much
bigger
space."
than you. They're giants.
I think it was more of like a presence thing, because
Okay,
they had seen me rip out bellows and throw them and kill someone, so I think they were just kind of like, "Oh, this is bad news." And then then they got the mirror thing figured out. They put me in there. That seemed to be a good thing. But anyways, there might be somebody in there. There might be not, but that is kind of what it looks like with the key people. You were looking for.
I'm sorry that
prisoners,
happened to
right?
you. Let's go pull their skeletons
Oh, it's all
out.
right.
As you're giving
yeah, I
this
can do
description
that.
too, you see the door that the rider went through close shut. And like Flute, you got yanked through it, and at the start of the next round of initiative, as Noel is talking about this, the door doesn't shut, a new door forms over it, and you just like lose the psychic link. Like there's just like a whoof.
Oh, I don't have my
As the door
telepathic link
closes.
anymore.
Yeah. You do hear a laugh inside of your head that is the rider still with you. You know, it's
Right,
it's
yeah,
not
it doesn't leave.
ripped out of your soul, but as far as the manifestation of it, it is no longer connected with you. Yeah.
Bummer.
Oh, not like a I'm free laugh. More
No.
like a-
No.
He,
Yeah, and
he's not
but
trapped
it
with me.
is-
He could leave me anytime he wants.
and Lemon points to the door, and she's like, "Yeah, see," she's like, "The doors go anywhere they want to." She's like, "Once you go through, it doesn't lead to the same place, and you can't keep them open."
Well, we better get moving then. This other door's about to close.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Book it.
Yeah. Cool. As you all
Throw me
step
now.
through,
Throw me again.
No, you
I want a
walk.
cannonball special
going
Colossus
flying
Wolverine
around.
style. Yeah.
yeah, you definitely
I'll-
don't walk. You all
Yeah.
swim through the gravity. Yeah.
I will throw him if you'd like to be thrown. I'm fine to do that as long as I have some sort of anchor point. I'll just I'll cock him in my hand. I'll have him sit. I'm not. I guess I should say glasses aren't like crazy huge, but they just like are. But they have like the strength of a larger class of character. So I'll have you like sit in my hand, and then I just say to him, I go, "All right, 1 to 10."
I guess a 7.
10.
I guess.
7. I throw him with a 7 on my scale of strength, which is like 70%
Oh, yeah.
of.
So,
Roll an
so
athletics check. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah. This is for
roll.
the dice to decide. And if you could throw up the art again, I just want to stare admiringly at Jordan's amazing art for this.
Oh, athletics. Well, little guy on my palm. I only have a +8 in that, so you should be fine.
God. What a stupid thing to do. I almost got trapped forever in a fucking pocket dimension already.
I mean, you could have just said like 3.
I regret it. I regret it.
It's a dirty 20. So
The only other
Yeah.
Goliath I've known is pretty gentle, so I'm
Give us some.
Was their
some
name the
sweet,
skeleton
sweet
remover?
Touchdown. Yeah.
I will
give
say
us
I'm
some
clearly
sweet,
not
sweet,
trying to hurt him. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Like because if you rolled low on this for any reason, you were going to cause some damage. But because you rolled so high, it is jarring for Flute, but it is cool and
Yeah.
effective. So if you want to give us the scene there, please do.
Non-lethal assistance.
As I pull back my arm, I'm clearly like actually marking how far back I'm pulling it. Like I have mental markings from 1 to 10 for throwing stuff. Yeah, making a roller coaster sound. And then I just go, and like right when he stops, I look at him and go, "Oh, good," and just wait for his nod.
Is it too late to change the?
And yeah, the arm shoots forward like in a Rookie of the Year, that movie that some people might
Hell
remember,
yeah.
and just
Funky
fires
butt
him. And there's like spin on it, but it's a spin that I've perfected to be good. You know,
and Eli,
I'm like a slider. I'm being thrown as like a pretty great sweeping.
I'm
slider.
basically throwing a
Knuckleball.
change up so that he goes really fast, but then slows down in time to enter the room.
And please correct me here if I'm wrong, but it seems like this is like you've seen this Goliath that's like very reserved and just kind of like sad and bummed out about the situation that they're in. But when you get the chance to just chuck someone, you can see it in your eyes, right? Like that's the art. That's the like, oh, here we go, throwing it through.
Yeah, like it's still not like threatening, but there's like a very excited energy of like, and you start to realize that I said it was like a gladiator, and it was like, oh, this guy might really enjoy physical.
Yeah.
Like, consider combat a physical game in a way that is very dangerous. Like, that sort of thing. But yeah. I'm very excited. Plus, I'm like, oh, I haven't done anything strenuous like that in years. I feel, oh.
Well done.
And so, Flute, as you
Can I do
come
an
to
acrobatics roll to see if I can like do like 5 handsprings in a row to stop my momentum, or if I just eat shit into this room?
Tumble and eat shit.
Sure,
The
Andrew,
special.
sure. You absolutely. The DC is really high.
Well, I rolled a 2. So that would be a 9.
Dude, you give it to me. You give it to me, buddy. You don't look graceful. Give us the scene.
I hurtled through into this vault room and set up for a handspring, like hands on the ground, and then just kind of snow plow into the floor and like skid to a stop.
Yeah,
Fart,
and even
fart.
yeah, even in your busted up like confusion and roll, you can see all around you are these like blue-gray walls, and you're standing in front of this ornate door. And the thing that worries you, as soon as you just kind of come back to adrenaline, like you got tossed around, and you're still kind of, like jumping to your feet here, is you see a blue door in front of you. And every room that you've been in so far are these huge rooms that have 2 identical doors on each side that are leading you into other rooms of this magical workshop that you were in. But when you get tumbled into this room and you stand up, you see a door on your left, a door on your right, and a door straight forward that don't look like the big golden door in front of you. And in the left corner on the far side of the room, you see this small, swirling blue-purple portal in the corner of the room, and you see the same identical portal in the right corner of the room. And so you see 5 ways of leaving this room beside the one behind you. When you look back to the door, you can see this like little twinkle of this like magical energy forming around the doorway that you just came through, and this door is going to form behind you. And but you see 5 ways in front of you as well. Is everybody just
Nothing
run
I
through?
can do to help them move faster.
I'll push off the wall I'm on, so I'll just...
Cool. A thing
over
that I'm
there.
just establishing forever in the Azure Forge, so you know, Joel. Or Noel. No, I just combined 2 names there. Noel, just so you know, is forever and always when you walk through a door in this dungeon, you have to just decide what order you are going in. And so Flute has clearly gone first. Noel, if you would like to go next, you absolutely can.
Yeah, if
kicking
we're
off,
going that
following
way,
your-
I'm happy to just dive after him. Kind of, I'm still riled up from that throw, so I'm just kicking off after him.
I know it seems like a threat, but it's just a thing I'm just trying to establish. Is you
Oh, no.
just like immediately go from like floating to gracefully, because you were just like so powerful, like doom, 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 slowing down and being in this room with Flute. Who else is going through?
Great.
I will follow behind them, and I'm going to be helping the 2 craftlings along through the air.
Great. Yeah, you just can pull them. You just like grab them by the scruff of the plants and jump through with them. And then Moonboy.
I will
Okay.
also go through.
Yep.
Cool.
Guess I'm last.
All right, you all can land in this room, and right behind you, you just see this door floating up and closing itself off behind you. And again, you see 3 identical doors in this room. The room is about 30 by 30 wide. It's one of the smallest rooms you've been in since you've been in this dungeon, this forge, this workshop. And the room, the ceilings are only 20 feet high. And you see this huge doorway that you came through that is like slowly sealing itself shut. And in the left corner and the right corner, there are these purple portals. And then straight ahead of you, there is a doorway. And then to your left, there's a doorway. To the right is a doorway. And all of those doorways are closed. And that is
Are
the
doors
only
different
thing
colors?
you see in this room.
Did you mention or
No, they are all this like light blue color. Yeah.
Okay. But the portals are purple and they look
Yes.
identical. There's just 2 of them. Okay.
Yep.
You said these are
And
prison cells, no?
Well, mine definitely had less doors. That would have been kind of a security thing. So it's the same structure. I mean, I would assume that my prison cell didn't have like 5 doors in it. Just
Oh,
I don't know
that's
if I'm
true.
wrong. on
The cruelest
In
prison
fact-
cell. It just leads
Yeah.
into itself over and over again.
that. Yeah.
actually, it's funny that you say that because you know the main distinction between this room and your prison cell was that your room was round, but it did have 2
Okay.
of these purple portals, and those purple portals led to themselves, which
Oh, yeah.
was a thing that you found terrible because it seemed like a way you could escape.
Well, so I recognize some stuff. First of all, mine was round, so it's just kind of annoying because sometimes you want to sit in the corner. So I think that was like a mental thing they do. And then also the portals are also just kind of like a mean thing because they just go. I'm afraid to do this, but I mean I'm like, how sure am I that this is the same thing?
Oh man, there's nothing I love more than a player starting with a sentence with "I'm afraid to do this."
Oh boy.
I'm
Roll-
not gonna walk in, but I'll be like, the portals. You see, it's just kind of like to mess with you because you get in, you're like, oh, they've made such a huge mistake. They've left portals into jail, and then can I just toss any sort of scrap through one of them?
Oh yeah. I was gonna have you roll if you wanted to walk through it, but if
flute,
you want to
flute.
throw something through,
Yeah, but then I thought about it.
what are you throwing through? You
I'd
tell
like
me.
to pick up. I want,
am
now that I'm
nearby.
sort of stretched out because I threw him. Not that I want to say that I'm stretched out. I really regret that phrasing. But like something that I would consider small scrap on the ground, but is like large enough that maybe it's a little unsettling. That I'm just like, oh, like something like this.
Yeah. There's a very large candle holder that has just like a candle that seems to just be burning forever, and it's the size of like a staff basically, and you can just chuck it through. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just like casually chuck that through. Snuff the
It's a-
candle, just chuck it through.
It severely decreases the light of this room. Like it goes from being like a pretty brightly lit
sorry.
room to being like a dim lit room. And when you chuck it through, it does not come through that other portal.
I'm dumbfounded by this. So. All right, they might
Do you
be
know where
different.
that
Mine just came out through the other side, but that let's not come back at all, has it? All right, so no, okay, I'll revise what I've said. The only difference is that the only thing is mine was round. Everything else is different. I'm very confused. I almost went through there. I'm very glad.
Glad you didn't.
I saw you think about it. I was like, let's go. Next session's going to be so different. Let's go.
Is the Moonboy still in flame mode? Oh, sorry, Rachel, I cut you off.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Totally!
I'm gonna go next to the Moonboy and be like,
Are you all right? You all right? I haven't seen you like this for such a long time.
I am filled with the rage of 1 billion fallen Lunasterans. I will taste vengeance for them.
I'm gonna like awkwardly kind of like pat him, trying to maybe like calm him down, be like a middle of the shoulder blades, rub.
Take 10d6 psychic damage.
You do.
Can he not be touched? Can he be? Does he hurt you? when
Yeah,
you
do
touch
you have
him?
any rules about that there in your body form?
No. You can do that, but I think when you do that, you sort of, just due to the type of person that you are and the things that live in your head and you rooting around in the heads of others, I think for a brief second you get an image of the Moonboy as you know him, kind of curled up in this large, yawning, dark space. And he doesn't seem afraid or anything. He seems a little bit worried, but he seems to be looking back at you guys.
He's kind of like he's disconnected inside there, kind of vibe.
Yeah, he's there, but it's not. He's maybe not driving the plane exactly.
Andrew, could you also have Flute roll a insight check for something that flavor was beautiful there, Jordan, and that is exactly right at the stuff we talked about, but I have another thing to add on here.
Well, unfortunately, I got a critical fail, so...
You're pretty
Despite
sure...
Moonboy being my good friend on the crew.
Then again, I'm just being cruel and evil tonight. You're pretty sure that Moonboy is lost inside of his hat when you see this form. That's yeah. So I think would anyone else? We're very close to calling it here, but as you all are in this room and you have these doors around you and these portals, would anyone else like to throw anything else or do anything else inside of this room? You can.
I was going to take a closer look at the doors.
Yeah.
We got handles. Are they locked? We got.
I want to examine
the doors specifically. She keeps a wide berth from the portals.
Sure. You want to roll investigation?
Sure.
Is that what you're rolling?
Can I as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Aaron, you can roll Arcana or investigation. Either one.
I'll go
Mine is a
Arcana,
19.
I guess, try to cover our bases.
19. Your heart tells you, your gut tells you, your thorax tells you that the door on your left and the door on your right, totally trapped. You can feel it. They don't lead to anywhere. You can feel the mechanisms inside of them. You can feel the arcane energy inside of them. They're just begging you to walk through them. They don't lead to anywhere, and they're just going to hurt you. But Aaron, what did you get on yours?
26.
The door in front of you, not even locked.
I'd just like to throw something through the portal I didn't throw something through. I'm just kind of trying to figure out my own mystery now. Just some more
Throw it through the
trash.
other portal.
I'm like clearly very thrown by this.
When there was one other candle holder in this
I don't
room,
wanna
and when you
put
grab
them
it and
in
throw it
the
through, it's
darkness.
now dark in the room. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
no.
was just
No, I can't
so
see
confused.
it. I can't
Well,
see it.
I'm still giving.
Oh yeah, we
off,
do have like a
glowing.
sputtering,
Yeah.
flaming
Crackling.
nightlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to
Now
use
it's all
vision to mess
spooky
with
in
you
here.
mechanically, but this is not. This is solely for flavor. So immediately, Moonboy's boots are lighting up the room. When you
I
throw
think
through
at
it, also
the-
Moonboy
is
is a
not.
glowing bastion of fiery moon rage.
What happened with that candle holder? Did it come back?
No, it did not come
Doesn't
back.
sound like it.
I think at the
I
same
wouldn't go
time
neither
that
of those.
Kai and Klik examine the doors, Klik goes, "Not those," and Kai goes, "I think it's that one." So it's like, no,
This one, not trapped, not locked.
definitely trapped.
That's strange.
Are you opening it up with your bare hands? That's a joke of the stream because of
Do you want me
Andrew's.
Oh, I was about
Want
to
me to
say
take
yeah,
a closer look at these trapped doors, or are they they don't go anywhere? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you
They
can
are
feel
only
the
a
concrete
trap.
walls behind them. Yeah.
I was going to share my own. We had a joke from a D&D stream I did that was just always because of one stupid question somebody asked, which was always to ask if doors looked locked.
That's a good question, honestly.
Yeah,
That's
like,
a very
look locked.
Look locked?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
The bare hand things is from because one time Andrew was running a game and I, as a character, picked something up immediately and he did the classic like you didn't ask and then you picked it up so something happened and then I set it down and I was like I want to pick it up again and Andrew was like, are you sure with your bare hands? And I was like, yeah, with my bare hands.
I asked you both
Yeah.
times, I think. I was like, you're
Yeah.
picking it up just barehanded? You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
Low intelligence character. Low intelligence character.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
As soon as the Moonboy has maybe helium ballooned his way as far away as possible from where K.A.I is, I will definitely like whisper to K.A.I like,
I think something's wrong with the Moonboy. I think he's trapped in his head.
He's not trapped, he's just min-maxing.
No, there's something wrong. It's like he's stuck in his own mind or something.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Moonboy's the one stuck in his own mind.
Lemon looks at you, Klik, and she's like, do you want me to open the door? I'm brave.
No, you only have 10 plate points. I'd like you to stay away from the door.
Yes. Fuck the fourth wall.
I can like hold up my hand sheepishly and be like,
If you want, I could open the door because I can. Stuff hits me. It doesn't.
He
it's not
does
that
look
bad.
like he's made of pretty strong stuff.
It's stone and stuff. So
Lemon looks up at you
I did all
and-
the candlestick stuff. I feel very embarrassed.
Lemon looks up at you and goes, I would love to watch you open a door.
Oh,
What?
okay.
It's getting a little creepy.
I just give like a really weird slow pat.
Why
on
did
the
they
head.
install
Oh.
sexuality at all? What is the
Seems
purpose
just
of that?
Overcomplicates.
She thinks she's cool. God damn it. Come on. This is admiration of strong people. Yeah.
Oh,
Fair.
it's Klik. I
Oh.
thought it was me.
Sure. That's a one thing to call horniness. A generous term is admiration for strong people.
Horniness
I'll just
is
be like,
in the eye of the
can-
butthole.
Klik will use a mage hand and will throw open this door. So Klik doesn't use this very often, but she, I think, wants to impress Lemon just a little bit, and she'll just say, "I've got this," and she'll sort of throw her cape back, and from behind her cape will come sort of a silvery, windy, three-clawed mage hand.
Okay, of course,
And
it's
from-
like your hand.
It would be,
And
yeah,
with a tiny mage hand, too.
with a
With a
tiny.
tiny.
It can't
And
hold
from
as much.
behind
that's
her
canon.
ear,
That's
a
canon. That's
shiny
never
new
going away.
quarter.
And she will go to open the unlocked door.
Cool. As when the door swings open, you see a empty, identical room in front of you, except you can see the glow from the left backside and the right backside. As you know, there are two more of these purple portals in the backside of this room, and you see another door that looks identical to the one that you just came through. To the left and to the right, you see two identical doors to the room that you just came through, and the only difference besides the two backlighting portal glows that are on the back left and back right side are three small note cards that are laying in the middle of the room that are folded up like a little triangle, basically. The top two sides of a triangle. They're folded, and you see three note cards sitting in the middle of the room.
Is there a ball under one of them? Is this 3-card monster?
Yeah. The Arcane.
Roll
Arcane
perception check.
loves.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No.
I do want to try to secretly, without like letting people know that I'm doing this, throw something through one of those portals. Not the note cards. Something that looks unimportant. But I really need to find out if it was. I'm very concerned if it was only my portals that did this in my
It's
room.
fucked up.
So I want to like toss, but I don't want everybody to know about it.
Sure. I need you to tell me what you throw through those portals.
What do we got? What's on the docket?
So I'm also establishing that Noel, when you see this, you just like go into the room first, right? Like the door is open for you. You were seeming brave. The door is open. You don't have this moment, so you just kind of like roll through first. I'm not gonna fuck with you trap wise with this, but you are alone in the room for a second, and you see 4 of these purple portals. You see 4 doors.
4.
The one you just the one you just walked through, one across from you, one to the left, and one to the right, and then you see 4 portals in the corner. You know, like it's like doors in the wall.
Also out loud goes 4. Just like 4.
Does Noel have the classic character explorer's pack, dungeoneer's pack? Does he have a satchel full of shit that the rest of us have?
I will say
can
Mir
say I
doesn't.
don't,
Mir's
'cause I was
too
probably-
egotistical to have taken any of this away from you. So if you have shit, you can throw shit. Yeah.
Because then you have torches, rope, pitons, all that
yeah.
shit.
You can have anything that you want. I just want the flavor of what you throw through.
All right. What
And I will challenge you to make it. If you're going to throw it through these 4 portals, make it 4 different things. But you can have anything that you want.
The first one, let's say southeast. I'm going to take out a length of rope, a classic dungeon item, and just sort of gingerly like feed one end of it into the portal and then look around at the other 3 to see if any rope is coming out.
That's interesting.
He's really obsessed
that is
with
correct.
his portals.
Okay. I leave
But
the rope.
the rope does get torn away from you and just like dissipates from your hands.
All right. And so I'm like, I just lean back. I'm like, I gotta do this. I know we're not doing portals, but I definitely not that one. That one's bad. Just mark it bad. Or I guess I'll try to do this secretly. I'll go to the other. This one I'll just.
What was that?
What? No, it's
Mumbling
just,
about portals.
I just have bad feeling about this portal. I didn't put anything in it, but it feels bad to me. And then I'll go to the northeast. That one I'll put. Do I just have like? I mean, I wouldn't have any food because I was in.
You can say literally
jail.
anything that you want to, and I will say yes.
All right.
Great axe just through the portal.
Yeah. Just a huge weapon.
The
This one, I just have lock picks, but I don't know how to pick locks. It just was. I bought like a kit, and so it had lock picks in it, and so I just throw like a full bag of lock picks through this one, and I look to see if it came out anywhere else.
Nowhere. But I realized I should have had you do a perception check. So can you do a perception check real quick?
Oh, jeez. Oh, hell yeah, 23.
You see in the middle of this room there is a what looks like some sort of like platform that is very low to the ground, and maybe you didn't even see it because you were so focused in on the main source of light.
Absolutely.
It's just
I
like
was
these
really
portals, and you
focused on
almost
the
like
portals.
trip over it as you're throwing things through it, and you can see this like platform that looks like. Do you ever play like Pac-Man at one of those like tables? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not like a booth, but it's like a table where you can play on each side or whatever. One of the fake Pac-Man booths.
We've been to Pizza Hut, yes.
Yeah. So you see one of those on the ground, and it seems to have a 3x3 grid inside of it, and just like a bunch of growth going on over it. And as you trip over that, you see the 2 candlesticks that you threw, and they are on the north and east side of this platform. They seem to have been shot out of these portals and are in this room.
All right, so
And,
those are the candlesticks are in the room, but there's this like little 3x3 like Yu-Gi-Oh grid style like thing on this table. There's sort of like a war game situation going on. Okay. Not really
And with
war
that, I
games,
would like
but-
everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. And after you tell me the results of that, we're going to end the session.
Oh no. Are we going to be hit by the box of lockpicks that went through?
Oh god. It's a dexterity save, you said?
Oh god.
No.
I
17.
like that.
Thank
25.
God.
4.
Oh god.
Just 4 straight up.
Yikes.
Kai, Moonboy?
Do you need me back for the next session, or am I dead?
7? Kai?
7.
Cool.
10.
Okay, cool. So Moonboy and Kai, you do not get to decide what room you're. Oh man! Also, I realized I fucked it up. I went for the wrong room. Doesn't matter. It's still happening. Moonboy and Kai, you do not get to decide where you are. Flute and Klik, you see the door in the same way that the door behind you has this like shimmer, this like glitter ahead of you, and it starts to form up and close off. You can tell that that's happening in the doorway that you just opened, and you can decide if you want to be in the room with Noel or if you want to stay in the room with Kai and Moonboy.
Do we know that Kai and Moonboy are staying in the room?
Yes. You can just see, like, you all have the wits of, like, this door is closing, and you can tell that Moonboy and Kai don't notice it.
I'm gonna grab the craftlings and I will jump through the door.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been a bit impulsive going through all these doors, so I think I would yell for Kai and Moonboy to come through and think they're coming through and run through the door.
Cool. Huh? All right, great. And as you all hear that Flute yell, the door seals itself shut, and you see it close behind you. And that is where we're going to end this session. I also realized I made a mistake in this grid, but I'm still going to give you the advantage. I'm going to open a trap that was there before, and so you just have access to 2 rooms, Klik and Noel, next time, because I futzed that up. But we'll start next time with you all being in 2 rooms at one time, the grid being open to you, you all having this information. And then, but Moonboy and Kai will be in different rooms as we move forward next time.
Is
So.
the
If it
wait,
makes
is
you
the
feel better, I
grid like
don't
a bird's eye
understand.
of the rooms we're in, or it's its own thing? The
I will
table,
say
Pac-Man.
your gut tells you that's right. I'm not gonna make you
Okay.
roll for it. I'm just gonna say
Okay.
even in your dumbass like you were talking about in the break how you're like, me as a player, I know this, but my character doesn't. Like you've been here long enough to just have this magic seep into you. You know that this
Yeah.
grid is telling you something.
All right.
So cool.
All
all right,
we're
cool.
in the middle.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the middle now.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Split party, no big deal.
Yikes.
Yike.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us and being. We have Eli as a guest character.
Very
Thank
fun.
you for your
Thank
your
you.
amazing British accent. Thanks for playing with
British
us.
slash Australian slash kind of a traveling accent in
Somewhere.
itself.
Hit your plugs one more time.
Somewhere
Eli.
around there.
Oh yeah, you can if you want to check out the podcast I do every week. It's called What a Time to Be Alive. I do with my friends Patty Moe and Kath Barbadoro. We just do to count down the 5 weirdest news stories of the week every week, and then I do stand up in New York, different places. That's it, really.
Cool.
Tune
And
in on
the
Wednesday
dungeon.
for the dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
The
Harlan and
dungeon is
Andrew.
back. Yeah, and my
Yeah.
game is out. My game Duster, the digital copy, is out. If you want to buy
Yeah.
it, it's at my website's game store. It's expensive right now because it's the price that it's worth to me, but the price will go down. If it's too much for you, just wait. It'll go down.
Expert sales technique.
Yes.
Andrew's labor is valid unless you want to wait longer, and then his work will be
I mean, I
worth
charged
less money.
people on the Kickstarter $30 for the PDF. I'm charging people now $30 for the PDF. That's a lot for a
Join our
PDF.
Discord, and Andrew will just send you the Dropbox link. You know?
No, I won't.
You should check out our Discord.
It's
though.
great.
And our
Check out the
Patreon.
Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just played the Repos and Leads game yesterday, our Patreon exclusive D&D campaign. Now it's like an actual campaign.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
And we
real fun.
I heard it's very good, and we also have if you join the lowest level of our Patreon, which is $5 a month, helps keep the lights on over here, helps literally keep us playing this game, level 20 or bust. You know what I'm saying? We did a 3-part session. It was a solo game with just me and Andrew that fills in some of the gaps of why the writer is playing along and doing and how Flute got back to where he is. players, you should listen to it. It's very good, and I dumped a lot of lore shit in there. It's very good. So, yeah, come check it out in there. And thanks again to Eli for playing with us. And you're going to be back next
Very
week,
fun.
right?
I will be back
Yeah.
next week.
Hell
You'll find out if Noel is actually strong or not in combat, perhaps. Who knows? Or maybe he's
That's
just
the
a
throw.
meek, large
Remove
man.
a skeleton.
I will unfortunately not be back next week because I'm going
That's right.
to Paris, France. So the
Stupid.
Moon
Your
Boys,
priorities are fucked.
the Moon Boys portal led him to France, is what you will come to know. But I'll
I heard there's a
be back
place there.
next time
Yeah.
it snows.
That's what I was going to say. I assume he's going to see the naked ladies dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, just around the corner, there's a hole in the wall, and that's where he's going.
It's a real hole in the
It's
wall.
the blue and white and red portal. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not
Okay,
the
cool.
red, white, and blue portal.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Thank
Red,
you
white,
so
and
much,
blue.
everybody.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next
So
week.
much. Thanks, Case. Thanks, Jason.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.